Israel sits on the southern edge of the Mediterranean Sea. Surrounded by Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, this strip of land has seen plenty of conflict in the last 3,000 years. From the pharaohs of ancient Egypt to the Crusaders, from the Roman Empire to the British Empire, virtually every major civilization has fought to control this territory.
Today, each of its 7 million citizens must serve for at least 2 years in the Israeli army, and they all learn Krav Maga.
Literally meaning close combat, Krav Maga is a general term that encompasses many Israeli fighting styles. The term includes everything from basic self-defense moves to advanced special forces techniques.
Krav Maga relies on moves from many different martial arts. It combines strikes and blocks from Muay Thai and Karate, throws from Judo, and disarms and grappling from Jiu-Jitsu.
In Krav Maga, there is no ring, no points, and no rules. Victory isn't about a title or a belt or money. It's about survival.
First created to fight the Nazis in Europe, today, Israelis use Krav Maga to defend themselves against their enemies.
We're here in the old city of Jerusalem to learn more about Krav Maga. Here, some of the holiest shrines of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are packed into an area that's just 1% the size of Manhattan.
It's a city fraught with violence, which is why we're joined by Itay Gil. A former commando in the Israeli Army's anti-terrorism unit, Gil has used Krav Maga for real on the battlefield. This is such close quarters. I mean, you don't really have a lot of room to maneuver or go grab.
No room. You know what? Let's tell you even something worse. You can't even kick. I mean, it's so close. You can't low kick, you can't nothing. You can probably headbutt elbows and knees maybe and fingers to the eyes. Most of the fancy techniques we think we know are useless. Out of all the systems you'll probably run into in the world, maybe 1% you can use it. The rest is just a waste of energy.
To start our foundation in Krav Maga, he takes us to his training center hidden beneath a soccer stadium.
From the very first moment, it's clear that this is unlike anything we've ever seen before. This isn't a ring fight. It's a battle for survival against multiple armed opponents. These Krav Maga experts are trained to defend against knife and gun attacks and to strike back with moves designed to do the most possible damage.
These guys are going full force because if you don't on the street, you're a dead man. Here, you get stabbed in the heart, you die. That's it. It's over.
It's coming straight in, 1-2 things, getting in and getting out. It's nothing that you're going to see in the movies because this works. It was time for me to test my 10 years of professional fighting against Krav Maga. We were going to have a knife fight, but I won't have a knife.
Between you, 1 meter away distance, and let's roll. Okay, hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, come here, you guys. He was here, he was in your back, he was in your neck, he was all over you. And if it would have punctured you all the way, and he did, you would be bleeding now and dead.
A puncture wound from a knife is actually more serious than a slash wound.
A human being can lose 4 pints of blood in just 60 seconds from a single knife puncture.
With a real blade, it would have taken just 1 of the 11 stabs I received here to kill me.
You're a real good ring fighter, but you have no skill whatsoever in self-defense, okay? So.
Then it was my turn.
You tough boy?
I'm dead. I'm dead.
All through my career as a football player and wrestler, I relied on my size and weight advantage, and I thought I could do the same here. Big mistake.
Itay gave us one more shot at the drill, this time with pads, so we could go full force.
You probably know these holds from different martial arts. Use them.
One thing we won't need to worry about is learning the rules of Krav Maga combat. There aren't any. It's literally no holds barred. As we've seen, your opponent could be armed, and if you're not, you'd better find something to use.
He's still coming at me, front kick. Take out a gun. You have an object, hit him. If you have a pin, stab him in the face.
Everything we'd ever been taught counted for nothing here. It was clear we were going to need a whole new mindset if we were going to stand a chance against these guys.
Okay, hold it! Okay, take off the gear, breathe, relax. We'll start teaching you guys because you don't know shit. If it was a real blade, you got stabbed so many times.
How not to die. Lesson 1. Don't get stabbed.
Still reeling from our beatings, Itay issued us a challenge. Study Krav Maga techniques and then put them to a test against top commandos from the Israel Defense Forces Anti-Terrorist Squad at their top secret training camp.
The anti-terror training facility is so secret, we're not allowed to know its name, its exact location, or any information about its personnel.
You will go into the base and you will be challenged by certain attacks. We believe that if you can survive anything at close range, that's already a victory for us, okay?
When we do face our final challenge, it will be one of us in a full contact face-off against armed opponents using Krav Maga to stay alive.
So that's a challenge and a half. Not only do we have to train with special forces, but at the end we have to fight them too.
Our training began right then and there. Itay started us off with a Krav Maga fundamental that's different than anything we'd ever used before. It's called bursting.
We're going to do a very simple mechanical technique. I'm not just going to block, come at me. I'm not going to stay 90 degrees. I'm going to divert it. At the same time, when he's doing that, real time, this is the bursting I'm talking about. I will create enough damage for a few milliseconds to disconnect, identify as quick as possible.
The only thing that is going to save you from that knife is defending and attacking simultaneously. Bursting works by combining two separate arm movements, a blocking action and a strike. The block is similar to that used in karate and redirects the force of the knife away from the body by punching forward at the soft tissue of the attacking arm.
Even if it did slip and it went down and it cut you or in the shoulder, it's okay, as long as it doesn't go into the body.
Unlike karate, this move is combined with a simultaneous strike. As one arm blocks, the other jabs at the opponent's weakest area.
It's meant to be here.
Right.
And it's meant to be here. It can be open hand to the face, it can be open to the nose, it can be to the eye, anything you wish.
Because you don't have time to cock your arm in a surprise attack, bursting's effectiveness doesn't come from the rotational power of the torso. Instead, it's driven by the legs, which hurl you forward into your opponent. Both the block and the strike land with 300 pounds of force, more than enough to collapse the windpipe or fracture the delicate bones of the face.
More force. That's it.
This bursting technique is really unique to Krav Maga. You block and strike at the same time. I've never seen that in any other martial art.
That's it.
Even though we're both experienced fighters, this challenge looks like it's going to be our toughest yet. To prepare, we're headed to one of the deadliest places in this violent country.
There, we'll learn the ultimate self-defense techniques from Krav Maga professionals. Men who are paid to protect some of the world's richest and most famous people.
So this is what it's all come down to, being able to put my Krav Maga skills to the test. All the knife defense, stick defense, gun defense, empty hand grabs, it's all coming down to this.
We entered during a sparring session. These elite commando recruits train in advanced Krav Maga techniques for 4 hours every day for 6 months. Not to mention all their specialized anti-terror training.
Every single one of these guys will see real combat when they graduate. This is a training camp for killers.
Wow, that's full go right there. Oh. Oh.
Wow. Even after a direct kick in the groin, the cadet couldn't get permission to rest.
So he got hit in the balls?
He got hit in the balls and he wanted to quit. His instructor immediately told him, "You will not stop. Don't bitch. Go in there and keep on fighting."
The tour was over. At last, we were going to learn just what our challenge would involve.
It was our trainer, Itay Gil, who gave it to us. Because he's a former anti-terror commando just like these guys, He knew exactly what we'd be facing.
As you remembered, you went through different disciplines with different instructors. Everyone is an awesome instructor, okay? What we're gonna do today is you will be attacked, hardcore, full power with a knife. Self-defense, chokes, holds, escapes, okay? Pointed blank with a gun. So you guys will have to survive those. Okay, are you ready, guys?
Yeah, let's
Okay, let's go.
Sounds like a lot.
Multiple opponents from multiple directions with multiple weapons. We would be outnumbered and facing trained killers. Time for one last burst of intensive training before we decide which one of us will accept the challenge.
I feel like I got the good punch down, you know, after the block. It's that checking your perimeter afterwards you keep forgetting about.
Well, both of you did pretty good. I don't want to make any decision who's better, okay? That's between you guys.
Nothing we'd encountered before in our fighting careers had prepared us for this. And it was tough deciding who would stand the better chance.
But realistically, this is coming down to speed, timing, and agility. Would you agree?
No, I think this comes down to how many people are coming after you, your ability to get rid of them fast.
Okay, speed, timing, and
Technique.
agility. If there's one guy or 6 guys, you need to be able to do the techniques fast and deal with multiple people. And I would say that my footwork and just being a little more agile than you would come into play here.
Okay, brother. You got it.
Okay, guys. Are you ready?
Yes,
we
sir.
have a decision who's going to fight.
We're ready and we have a decision.
I'm bigger and stronger, but we decided it doesn't have anything to do with Krav Maga. And he's definitely gotten the techniques down a little bit better than me. So he's our guy for the challenge.
Okay? Ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Cool, man.
Let's go.
All right.
With the fight just minutes away now, I needed to prepare my body and my mind for the ordeal.
Even though I feel pretty comfortable with the techniques, seeing if I can pull these off without getting killed is going to be a whole other story.
Just moments before the fight began, we learned who the opponents would be. The guys we'd seen earlier were just recruits. Jason would be up against their instructors. Jason's not just fighting the IDF's best men, he's fighting all their best men.
The IDF won't allow us to identify them, but we do know that they all have at least 7 years of experience in Krav Maga, Muay Thai, or Karate.
One has been a Kung Fu black belt for 10 years, and one is the head of Krav Maga instruction here at the base. These are guys who've used Krav Maga in the real world, and not just for self-defense. They are going to bring a whole lot of hurt. As Jason prepares himself for combat, Itay outlines the rules of engagement.
Things that are not permitted. Nothing for eye gouging, no holding fingers to break, no side kicks to knee joints, no shots full power to the cup.
I would face a total of 14 attacks. If I was hit more than 3 times, the challenge would end. I had to defend myself and then take my opponents down.
They're gonna come at you spontaneously.
This fight would be the ultimate test of everything I'd learned. Krav Maga for self-defense and as a form of combat. I knew what my strategy was. Stay on my toes and keep watching my back, circling like we learned at Masada. But it's easier said than done. There are just too many opponents to watch them all at once.
There you go, Jason.
Okay, stand up.
I block 2 knives in a row and take my enemies down. Safe. But then comes number 3.
Jason, what's the knife?
I just didn't see him, and by the time I did, it was too late. I made it through 4 attacks, but he got in a hit. Another one I don't see, but this time, I turned the tables.
There's no quarter time here. These things are coming so fast. Chokes, knives, guns.
After 6 attacks, only 1 knife made contact. I'm still in it.
Okay, hold it, breathe. Feel okay? You alright? You okay?
Bill, how about
And continue.
Yes.
I mean, Jason is doing great, but they are coming one after the other.
As my opponents kept coming at me, my confidence increased. I felt all the techniques I'd learned become instinctive. And then a direct stab to the back of the neck. Final score? 14 attacks and just 2 knife wounds.
Okay, let's go.
But I used the techniques we'd learned. Bursting, 360, gun defense, it all came into play. And it would keep me alive if I ever had to use it on the street.
Well, he needs a good surgeon now. And you've been stabbed pretty bad, but listen, you got good instincts, you're a good athlete. Very good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry, man.
The fight over, we left the top secret base.
We've come to understand that Krav Maga is far more than a sport. Here in Israel, it's a true martial art, something for the battlefield.
Something inseparable from Israeli history itself.